My gym crush is so dreamy, I can't help but melt grinning face with sweat 26F and 30M. So there's this guy at my gym, and we usually end up there around the same time a few days a week. One day I finally decided to walk up to him. I introduced myself, gave him a handshake, looked him in the eyes, and said I see you at the gym often, and you're always working so hard. It's really motivating. He smiled, blushed, and I walked away with my heart racing. Since then every time we see each other he smiles at me and waves when he's leaving. Recently I accidentally bumped into him when I was walking in. He smiled and said good morning, then asked how I was doing. I said well, and he said great back. It was such a simple moment, but I swear my knees almost gave out. He's so dreamy and attractive, and I melt every time he talks to me. I just hope he doesn't notice how much he affects me. What do you think? Does it sound like there's a little spark, or is he just being friendly? Only way to find out is if you ask him out. Men have been told not to approach or hit on women at the gym, so he probably won't make a move. Hey, I see you here a lot. Do you want to grab drinks Friday? He'll say yes, and you'll have a date. If he shoots you down, at least you can move on. Also, don't be worried about rejection. It's really not that big of a deal. Sorry, I'm actually seeing someone right now. Oh, no worries. Have a good workout. Keep it simple. How do you know he's 30 if you don't even know him? Imagine the genders were reversed, LMAO. You're gonna have to make the first move on this one. As a man, if he has respect, he knows it's an absolute no-no to make advances on women in the gym. Women can be as friendly as they want to me at the gym. Even if I'm positive that they're giving me the vibes, I will not make the first move. The gym is my temple, and I will not risk being known as a creep no matter what my intuition says. Steal my move. 10 years ago, I was you and saw a hunky piece of man across the gym. He ended up at the squat rack waiting for me to finish my set, so I casually asked if he could get a video of my squat to ensure I hit 90 degrees. We are now married and 3 beautiful babies. Shoot your shot, do it, do it. Gym baddies are the best. I, 24F, am concerned about my boyfriend, 24M, following a random high school girl on Instagram. Hi, I, 24F, have never posted before, but this really concerned me. I was scrolling through who my boyfriend, M24, was following on Instagram, and I saw someone new. It's a high school girl, who could be no older than 15. I have no idea who this is, or how he knows her. When I asked him about it, albeit in a distressed manner, he just laughed and said she works at the local fast food place. I cannot think of a single appropriate conversation where follow each other on Instagram would occur. Can anyone give some insight or possible reason? I genuinely am concerned and do not know how to handle this. Maybe I'm overreacting or something, but I don't know. Update. Hi everyone, thanks for commenting. I had to ask for more details, and he brought up that a lot of people who work at that restaurant also work for / live in the apartments his mom owns. The girl was complaining about the pay, and he brought up that his mom was looking for a worker for an odd job, which would pay more than what she was currently making. She said she was interested, so they exchanged socials for a way to get in contact. I will admit I certainly overreacted, but without the context it looks so weird and creepy in my opinion. Nothing had set me off to think he would be a creep. It was just that in particular was out of character and freaked me out. I will also say I am always checking followings. It's a habit. I love to see who is following who and to see if they have friends in common or if people are not friends with each other anymore, lol. This sub is the worst, and the update is good proof of that. Reading the comments after the update are hilarious. This is all on Opie for not communicating with her partner before running to the internet to give her good reasons why he would follow a 15-year-old. You're not overreacting. Unless they are related, there's absolutely no reason why a grown man talking to an underage girl. He's a creep. Plain and simple. Any normal man his age knows it's totally inappropriate to follow a high school kid on Instagram. You know what kind of people do follow underage teens on social media? Creeps, groomers, and assholes. I feel like you checking who your boyfriend doesn't follow already confirms some of your own concerns. Maybe he's just trying to get a government job. I am trying to figure out how I, 28 female, am being hypocritical to my husband, 35 male. I, 28 female, and my husband, 35 male, have been married for 2 years now. A few days ago, I opened my purse and saw I had $100 in it. So I asked my husband if he put it there because we were about to go on a trip, and I didn't know if he had put it there so I can carry the cash. He said no, and then I said it must have been my mom being sneaky. I texted my mom, and she said it was her, and I thanked her and tried to send her money through Zelle, but she sent it back and told me it was a gift. Anyway, fast forward to now. I was with my husband, and we went to a store so I can buy my mom a little souvenir of tea from our trip, and then paid with some of the cash my mom gave me. My husband freaked out and said it was hypocritical of me to keep the money, and he made a big deal of it, and asked me in front of all these people how much cash I had from her. I told him, but I whispered it so other people wouldn't hear, and he said I was being secretive. Then he was cold to me and barely spoke, and only said one-word answers during our lunch. When I asked why it was hypocritical, he said that one time when my mom accidentally took one of our phone chargers, 'cause she thought it was hers, and he said she needed to pay for it, I told him it wasn't a big deal, and that I could just get us another if we needed it, and now I'm okay taking money from her that she gave me for our trip. I couldn't help but cry because we are on a vacation, and yet he has found a way to be cruel. But I am trying to look at things from his perspective, because I know I am not perfect. How is this hypocritical of me? Too long did not read. Husband thinks I'm being hypocritical by taking money, $100, my mom gave me. It's not. Your husband is just a controlling ass. Your husband sounds like an immature idiot. Your husband is being a jerk for no reason at all. Not wanting to make your mom pay for a $10 phone charger that she mistakenly took home with her isn't at all the same as not wanting to accept a gift from your mom. He seems to just be mad that you wouldn't let him punish your mom financially. Honestly, either that, or he's legitimately so stupid that he's equating a gift to a replacement fee, and either way, he's wrong. I don't think he knows what that word means. And there's no word I can think of to replace it with that would make it make more sense. How is your mom giving you $100 spending money as a gift for your trip relevant in any way to you buying a replacement phone charger when she accidentally took yours? He sounds like an asshole. At least this story didn't start out by saying how wonderful he is face with hand over mouth. That's not what hypocritical means, and your husband sounds like an arsehole. I-30F. Found suspicious text messages my husband, 31M, was having with a coworker. What to do? The messages were between him and apparently a female coworker. Mind you, he just started this new job this month. He messaged her like a single man. He never once mentioned me or our son. She made a comment about wanting a massage, and he didn't say no. He then asked her if her kids would be home when she implied about wanting a massage, and she proceeded to respond saying, "They will be in bed." That's when my stomach dropped because that doesn't sound innocent. That's intent. That specific question about the kids tells me he was making sure they'd be alone. That's not something you ask if you're joking or just flirting lightly. That's planning for privacy. That's knowing what you're doing is inappropriate. When I confronted him, he immediately tried to brush it off. He said it was just a joke, that he'd never actually cheat and had no intention of doing anything. But to me, that's not a joke. You don't make plans for privacy with someone outside your marriage as a joke. You don't erase your partner and child from conversations like that if it's a joke. I was crying. I told him how disgusting and painful it was to read him talking like our family doesn't exist. How humiliating it felt to see him entertaining that kind of conversation and not shutting it down from the beginning. Right now I'm shocked, furious, humiliated, and heartbroken, terrified about what else I might not know. Disgusted at the thought of him wanting to be alone with another woman like that. Struggling to process how someone I trusted could talk like that behind my back. I know emotional affairs and physical affairs don't always look the same, but this doesn't feel harmless to me. It feels like a major betrayal, the kind that shakes the foundation of everything. I've already saved screenshots of everything. I don't know yet what I'm going to do, whether I'll stay, eventually leave, or confront him further after I calm down. He keeps telling me, "I'll do whatever it takes to gain your trust again. I have no bad intentions. We have a family together, and I don't want to have an affair, and I will prove it to you. I have nothing to hide. You can have access to my phone." And then said I would never continue with that, and that was my mistake. I'm owning up to it. But I don't know. We have a 17-month-old son together. I'm honestly broken and angry. I can't trust him right now. That old chestnut of he was just joking. He'd never really cheat. He had every intention to cheat, but thought he wouldn't get caught, so now he's bullshitting you by saying it was a joke. Nobody jokes about cheating. Even if he didn't have the intention to go out and do it in that moment, he was flirting, and to me that is cheating. I'm guessing that's also cheating for you. I'm guessing if you did the same thing with another man, your husband would consider it cheating. He's going to cheat if you stay. He's been at the job for 1 month. There hasn't even been enough time for them to slowly get closer as friends, and then blur the line into becoming more than friends. He is just actively out looking for people to cheat with. He may have cheated before, but even if he hasn't, the fact that he's willing to throw away your family for someone he has known for a month means he will cheat in the future because he doesn't value you at all. You might point out that while he may feel this was just a moment of emotional weakness, it was also potentially career-endingly stupid. He just started this job. He has no idea how many guys this female coworker has set up, reported to HR, and gotten fired. Because that does happen, and this person is a virtual stranger to him. So while you're discussing the marriage, he also needs to know that he endangered the family's ability to have food and shelter. Pissing around at work is the dumbest thing someone can do. I'd get tested for STDs. Something tells me this isn't his first rodeo. He's just upset that he was caught. But if he really wants to prove to you that he means it, I'd either make him text the woman in front of you telling her that their texts crossed a seriously inappropriate boundary and that he will no longer be anything but professional with her. Find a new job. And make him find a counselor for both of you. It's on him to make this right. So I'd also ask him how he plans to correct the situation. Find out your legal options first. Get your ducks in a row. The trust he's referring to is now gone. It'll never get back to where it was. He put his family and his livelihood at risk for this chick. Flushed-face woman facepalming. He took time, attention, effort away from you, and kiddo. That shows intent. Please find a good lawyer that can give you options and map out a game plan. OP. So sorry, crying face. Sending hugs.